When Ibrahim Traoré announced the release of beavers into Burkina Faso's newly built artificial river, the world was taken by surprise. For decades, such projects were stocked with fish to encourage fisheries, or sometimes crocodiles to attract tourism. But Traoré's decision was different. He placed his trust not in machines or exotic species, but in a humble creature many dismiss as a wood-cutting rodent, the beaver. The question naturally arose, why beavers? And could these animals really solve a national challenge that machines and money had failed to address? A nation struggling with water to understand this decision, one must see the crisis Burkina Faso faced. For years, the country suffered severe water shortages. Crops withered, livestock perished, and families struggled for survival. Women often walked miles to fetch water, only to return with supplies that were already polluted or nearly gone. In times of drought, people mortgaged their land, their honor, and even their children just to secure a drop of clean water. Rainfall was uncertain, rivers dried up, and despair filled entire villages. It was in this atmosphere that Ibrahim Traoré, a young leader with a vision, took bold action. Instead of waiting for rainfall, he launched one of the country's most ambitious projects, an artificial river. The artificial river stretching hundreds of kilometers. The artificial river was designed to capture and store rainwater, turning barren lands into fertile fields. At first, many ridiculed the project. Some called it unrealistic, others a waste of money. But within a year, the results silenced the critics. Where there had once been dust and dryness, greenery appeared. Farmers irrigated their crops, children played in the water, and the economy revived. The government proudly named the project Awami Inquilab, the People's Revolution. But success did not last unchallenged. Over time, the river slowed. Sediments and weeds clogged the banks. Water stagnated, mosquitoes spread, and pollution set in. What was once a blessing threatened to become another crisis. Choosing nature over machines. Faced with this problem, Traoré turned to his experts. They studied international models, filters, pumping systems, and treatment plants used in developed countries. But such technologies were far too expensive and resource-heavy for Burkina Faso. Installing machines every few kilometers was simply impossible. Traoré then asked a different question. If nature has been disturbed, can nature itself provide the cure? That question led to a surprising answer. The beaver. The beaver. Nature's engineer, beavers are remarkable animals. Found in North America, Europe, and parts of Asia, they are known as nature's engineers. By cutting trees and building dams, they reshape entire ecosystems. Their dams regulate water flow, prevent stagnation, filter impurities, recharge groundwater, and create habitats for fish and birds. Wherever beavers settle, life follows. Rivers stay clean, biodiversity increases, and landscapes flourish. The experiment skepticism was high when Traoré introduced beavers into the artificial river. Locals laughed at the idea of solving a national problem with small animals. But within weeks, results spoke louder than words. The beavers immediately began their work. They cut branches, mixed mud and grass, and built dozens of dams. These dams slowed down erosion, balanced the water flow, and broke up stagnant pools. Pollution decreased, and fresh water began circulating again. When experts tested the water, they were astonished. The river that had smelled foul now ran clear and drinkable. Fish returned, birds nested along the banks, and farmers rediscovered hope. And all of this came not from machines or imported technology, but from the quiet labor of creatures working in harmony with nature. A lesson for the world. The beavers of Burkina Faso proved something profound. The solutions to humanity's greatest challenges are not always industrial. Sometimes they are ecological, hidden within nature's own wisdom. Today, schools in Burkina Faso teach children about beavers. Their story is celebrated as a model of resilience, and environmentalists worldwide point to it as an example of sustainable development.